Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Come on in, grab a seat. There's some drinks over by the back of the wall there, and then grab a seat up front, and we'll all hang out together. I hope everybody is doing really good tonight. Welcome back to the Escaping the Suburbs live stream with me, your host, Scott. As always, 100% AI free, and it's good to see a few of you have already gotten here. Before everybody else joins, just real quick, I want to say you may have noticed that there was probably one ad that ran when you first started watching the live stream, unless you're a YouTube premium user and you don't see any ads. They just released a new feature where you can run just one ad at the beginning of the live stream. And I didn't like it last time when I had an ad turned on, and it seemed to interrupt me about every 5 minutes. What a big pain in the neck that was, right? And I don't really care about the advertising. I'm not getting really money out of it. There's a very good reason why I want to have ads turned on for live stream. I would be surprised if I make 5 cents off the ads from the number of people who come in and watch and for the amount of time I live stream. And go ahead and check in and say hi in the comments. Let me know you're here. Let me know who's here. But the reason I turned on the ad for this live stream is because there's a new feature that YouTube allowed us to set it so that the frequency of ads is set manually, and I'm just not going to set any more. So it basically made it so there's one ad that runs at the beginning of the live stream when you first join, and you can say skip after 5 seconds, and then you won't ever see another ad the rest of the live stream. That's the plan. And like I said, I don't care about, it's not trying to get money. I'm probably going to make a fraction of a penny out of the one ad that runs for the 15 people or so who check in and watch. The reason I did it is because YouTube is more likely to show the stream and suggest it to people if they're making anything off of it. So YouTube is incentivized to show your live streams to people if advertising is turned on. And if you've got it turned off, they remind you at the beginning when you're setting it up, are you sure you don't want to turn that on? And they also set it so that there's like a little reminder in the top of the YouTube Studio console page, whatever that page is called, that says, do you sure you don't want to turn on monetization for your live stream? But normally I would just say no, but I think that it will show the live stream to more people with it turned on. I just set it to frequency, I set to manual, and I didn't put any other ads on after. So if you saw one ad when you got in here, I apologize, but the idea is to get the live stream shown to more people. And the other thing that I also turned on in YouTube is a new feature they enabled that lets you dual stream, is what they call it, in the YouTube control panel, and it creates a vertical video stream for people on mobile and a horizontal for people on TV and turn their phone sideways and watching on a laptop or an iPad or a TV. The vast majority of the viewers on this channel watch on TV, which is something I try to keep in mind when I'm making our outdoor videos. It's kind of like a little TV episode, so I try to make it a little bit entertaining like that for folks who watch TV. Hey, let's check in with the chat and see there are some people who are here, and I see, although she has missed a few live streams, Geraldine is back. You just finished watching me walk uphill 5 times. That was a fun video to make, and I am also glad that I made it. Dad says, if y'all don't know, the Texas Gypsy is my dad, so I just call him Dad, but you guys can call him Tex, or whatever else he might want to be called. Good evening, garden partiers from Northeast Texas, and Deb and Mike made it. Hey, good to see you guys. I was enjoying your hiking and biking video earlier yesterday or day before, whatever, when it came out. I have some notes to talk about for the show, and Deb and Mike, you are on my notes, so I will get to you shortly. But let's see who else is here. Mike is here, my man with the viral video in the camper. How you doing, buddy? Man, I am loving your content. I wish you were staying camped out in the parking lot at work more, because those videos are fun to watch with your freezing and getting outside and going back inside and making your canned food. I'm sure it's not very comfortable for you, but I sure appreciate those videos, Mike. It's a lot of fun. And I actually have you on my notes to talk about too, because I was going to talk about your viral video. And Daniel is with us, which is great because I just finished watching Daniel's live stream. He finished up about an hour ago and did a real nice live stream with a guest on, and he was talking about a lot of cool stuff. So we will talk about Daniel in a minute too. And let's see, Geraldine's talking about the, I didn't choose it, but I like it a lot. Yeah, YouTube Premium is excellent. It eliminates all the ads. You never see any ads on before videos or during videos ever again. It's a little pricey. What does it run? 50, 60 bucks a year, something like that? I can't quite remember, but I forget. Yeah. And our old friend CL is here in the house, hopefully with the kitty cats, probably rearranging her bookshelves in the background while listening, or maybe doing dishes or painting something cool. You have to tell us in the chat what you're doing in the background. You're not in the camper bag. You're back home. Good. I'm glad you made it back home. It's something like a 2-hour commute for you, and I totally understand why you were camping out at work up there, but I would imagine that got pretty old pretty quick. Yeah, I agree with Daniel. I hope the kitty cats are doing good. Everybody's checking in, saying hi to everybody, which is awesome because we're all pals and we're all friends here. Dad says I prefer to be addressed as Sonny, which is his first name. So if y'all want to talk to Dad, call him Sonny. Oh, yeah, you were talking about getting a diesel heater in that thing. That's a great idea, getting the ability to heat the thing up with diesel fuel. That'll be awesome. Yeah, the cat's grumpy because he can't get pets when I'm at the easel instead of on the desk. Yeah, kitty cats always want to get petted. My cat, Suzuki, was sitting right here on top of my other laptop, which is usually warm because I don't turn it off. I just shut it, and so it's warm. And she was here for hours, like from 5 o'clock my time till now, which is 8 o'clock my time. And just as I sit down to get ready to start live streaming, she decides it's time to go somewhere else. So she'll probably hear me talking and come back in out of curiosity and see what's going on and want to talk about what's up. Hello, Lori. Man, I cannot get out of my own way tonight. Sorry. Well, you don't have to worry about being late. I was super late to Daniel because I never know when he's going live. He doesn't schedule them ahead of time. So I joined in and Daniel only had like 15 minutes left or something like that. So, but all the usual suspects are here tonight. So let's get started. For those of you who joined late, I turned on one ad at the beginning of the video, but you shouldn't see any more after that. They've got a new feature that lets you turn that off. So you basically have one video only by setting the frequency to manual and then not setting up any more ads after that. And I did that because I believe YouTube will suggest our live stream tonight to more people if they think they can run ads on it. We'll see if that works. Maybe we'll break a record tonight and have a lot of viewers. But I got to say, we've been live streaming every single Wednesday night since August. Haven't missed a night, haven't missed a week yet. And it seems like there's always a little bit more viewers, 1 or 2 more viewers than there had been before. Yes, kitty cat, I know. You want to get up here now or no? No, you're going to be stubborn for a little bit more. Okay, no problem. Cool. Well, hey, let's get into it. A lot of our channels, everybody in this room, I think, except my dad, are YouTubers, which is super cool. And my channel is not a how to YouTube channel, and it's not a build your channel up stuff, but it seems like we always end up talking about YouTube because we're all YouTubers. Come here. If you're gonna be like this, you got to come over here. Come here. Come here. Oh. Is anything more stubborn than a cat? I don't think so. The most stubborn creature ever created. All right. Go over there and lay down on the laptop and be cool. And don't knock over my lights, please. Let's see, what was the question? Yes, I do. I did schedule this one like 4 o'clock, though I was a little bit late. Well, that's not bad. 4 o'clock is fine. Normally I schedule the day of like at 11. I guess some people don't see them. Yeah, maybe I have to go back and make sure I have notifications turned on and turn to all for your channel. Daniel, I apologize. I thought you don't schedule it because it seems like I always have to just remember that you go live around the same time and I go over and check and see it. And I was watching a video of a guy I like up in Wisconsin who does concrete. And I remembered, hey, Daniel's probably live. Let me go check out and see. So Yeah, the channels are all sort of gaining traction here. I will show you folks something. I learned about this screen at the most recent Rob the Maritimer live stream, although he really talked about it in his video. He did a video recently that talks about stats and how to get to stats, and I didn't know about this little screen that was in here that shows. See, I knew that these real-time things existed for individual videos, and I knew that you could go into a video and see real-time live updating stats for one video, but I didn't realize it existed for the entire channel. It was just a button I never saw. Let me show you how I get to it, and I'm just copying off of what we learned from Rob. So this is the main. Let's go to the main start of your YouTube. Whatchabadibby. Oh, look at this. We got two new subscribers since this afternoon. We're doing great right now on subscribers. You can say subscribers don't matter, and they don't matter as much as they used to. But I'll tell you this. I love when people subscribe because it means they're making an action to say, I like what you did. And we're getting like 4 or 5 subscribers a day right now, which is quadruple what we were doing before. So I'm going to go to Analytics over on the left-hand side here, Analytics. And over on the right-hand side, we have live count, which will take you to the live count for subscribers, which is all I thought there was. And there's this small view down here of a live count of all your views. For the last 48 hours, we had 14,000, almost 15,000 views. What I did not see, and Rob pointed out, is this button down here that says See More. So we click this, and it takes us to the live view. On the left hand is the last 48 hours, and each one of these bumps represents a range of 1 hour. So that's 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. That's 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Here's the overnight time. Here's the ramp up for the day. So this morning, 9 to 10 a.m., a little drop off. Started building back up 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. And then over here, these are broken out by 1 minute icon. So each one of these bars is a minute for the past 60 minutes. So I guess there's 60 of these bars. So in the last minute, we had 9 people watch a video of some sort. And this includes shorts and regular videos and lives and all this kind of stuff. So it's kind of neat to see this thing update itself every minute. The one on the right jumps. And whenever a YouTube short gets pushed out, it goes like that. It just jumped up right there as I said that. So as you guys know, YouTube shorts go pretty crazy. And if you scroll down, for each video, you see a miniature of the graph, so you can see which one's contributing. So like these 2 videos, the top one and the bottom one, had a lot of views earlier on in the hour. And then this one here had a lot of views in the midpoint of the last hour. So if we go up here, you've got the early part and the late part and the mid part, and you can just scroll down and look at these little miniature graphs to see which video's kicking off, and when the shorts are really going crazy during the day, and I don't have too many shorts running at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock at night, I kind of schedule the shorts to go off either at every hour or every half hour or something during the main watching time, which is daylight. Shorts are so easy to program now, man. It's like you just make a regular video and then you can send the shorts off running. So that's pretty cool. That's a neat view, and I'm really glad Rob sort of showed that off. I didn't know about it. And just speaking of shorts, I also recently started sending my shorts to 2 other destinations. So when I send a YouTube short out, I'm using Opus Clips, and I'll show you Opus Clips something real quick in a minute. But here's my my Facebook page. I have a Facebook page for Escaping the Suburbs, and we can see, let's refresh this page, and we can see I only started pushing those shorts out to Facebook as well on the 5th, December 5th. And so there was a big jump right there, and then didn't push any out on Sunday. I don't really like to publish videos on Sunday, not because I feel like it's working or something. I don't think putting out videos, especially if you pre-program ahead of time, that's not work or anything. But I don't like my videos to be competing with church or live streams of churches and stuff like that. And I'm at church and stuff like that. So I just don't publish stuff on Sundays for the most part, just because I don't want to be competing with, other stuff, things that people are doing. So Monday we had a jump on Facebook to 405 views. And then yesterday had a jump to 1,700 views on Facebook. So I only started doing that, like I said, on the 5th. And then if we look on X, formerly known as Twitter, let me refresh the page. This is the analytics page for X, so you can see my shorts, which go out to YouTube, are also going to Facebook and X. And this is the statistics page for the views that we're seeing on X. So we can see this looks like it's broken down by hour, because this is days down here. So it looks like maybe there was 1,100 on that hour, and then 300 on that hour, and 3,800 on that hour. So it's kind of cool. It's kind of cool that it's working, you know. The other thing on Opus Clips, if you don't know about it, I learned about it recently. Over on the left-hand side of Opus Clips, which is how I make the shorts, it uses magic to take a regular video and cut them up. So I got the regular video of me walking up the hill, and if you go in there, you'll see that it chopped it up into like 25 short 30-second videos by collecting a bunch of complete sentences and chopping them up into videos. What I want you to see on the left-hand side is this button that says calendar. I didn't know about this until December 5th, basically. And you can see it's got all my posted videos from the past, and also, if I look here, what's scheduled yet to come. This is the Wednesday date, so there's a Facebook, a Twitter, or X that are scheduled to come up at 9:30, and then over here on Thursday, which is tomorrow, we can see the ones that are scheduled all throughout the day, and you'll see Facebook, YouTube X, Facebook, YouTube X every half hour or so. And then that's kind of a cool ability, and you can also click into a specific one and make a change if you want to. You can come down here and change the time. You can change the what time of day it's going to run and all that stuff. So you can do that later if you want to, before one goes out. And I guess the last thing I want to point out to you, if you use this and you make this clip and you get to this screen, I had been clicking on the little calendar icon here to manually schedule the videos. I just didn't realize it, but up in the top right, you can click select. Then you can click select all, which selects all of the videos. And then you can click over here where it says bulk schedule. And it pre-populates a whole list full of these shorts and types up what the caption is going to be and all that stuff. There you go. It just finished typing up captions for every video. And then right here below the bottom says customize time, because right now it's scheduled for all of these videos to go out at the same time. I'm going to say customize time, and then you can pick a day. Like I would say, for example, I would pick Friday the 12th, and then when do you want it to start? 9 o'clock a.m. probably is a good time to start. And then look at this. Every 2 hours or every 4 hours or every 12 hours. How often do you want the videos to get published? You say every 2 hours, whatever. And then you just hit save and then schedule. When you hit schedule, and I'm not going to do it because I don't want to push these out. I've already pushed these out. These are previously made videos. You hit schedule and it puts them in that calendar. So after you hit it, it says, okay, your videos are going to go. You come over to the calendar and you'll see it all pre-populated with the times that you chose. And you can click on these little see mores to scroll down on the day. It's not the greatest interface on this Opus thing, because like if I'm working on this one down here and I click in here to make a change and I hit save, it then goes way back up to the top of that day again, and you lose the place you were at. So then you got to click see more and scroll way down and find the next one and come in here and make a change and hit save. And then it goes all the way to the top again. It's really annoying, but maybe they'll fix that someday. So that's the only thing I wanted to point out on Opus Clips. Let me get back into the chat and see what else I may have missed you guys talking about. All right, let's see. Here's everybody saying hi to each other. Sonny, I think it's time for you to start a channel. I bet you have plenty of stories and lived wisdom so many of us could benefit from. And Daniel saying, interesting to this stuff. Well, look who's here. It's Mr. Peterson. Hello, sir. How are you doing? Rebranded superstar YouTuber. You are funny, Scott. Hey, everybody, say hi to Scott. I've known Scott for like 20 years, and we've worked on a few musicians-oriented web forums together before. And we are currently co-founding, let me show you guys. Why not? Why don't I show it to you while I'm here? It's nothing to do with the outdoors, but I'm going to show you our super cool website. Where is my links? So we have a web page forum that Scott and I and a couple other friends started called the Tone Asylum, which is a discussion forum. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, discussion forums do still exist. So that is toneasylum.com. And we're not here to talk about that. Oh, am I showing? Was I showing that? Did it come up? Yeah, okay, it did. Whew, for a second, I thought it wasn't showing on the right screen, but it was. So, Scott, I'm so glad you made it. That is super cool of you to come over. Do me a favor, Scott. I'm curious if you got any notification at all that I was live. I'd love for you to tell me how you saw that. Did you just happen to see it browsing YouTube, or did you see some kind of notification? Because you haven't been on our lives before. So there. Yeah, so I have talked to my dad a little bit about the idea of making a YouTube channel. It'd be super easy. All you got to do is take the camera, point it at yourself, and click go live. And have some notes of what you want to talk about. And the only other tip is watch Rob the Maritimer. Right? Yeah, that's the good thing, Dad, is if you decide to go with the YouTube channel, you're going to have at least 15 of us already pre-popped and ready to go and be your automatic built-in audience, right? So yes, ma'am, I did. I scheduled it right from Opus. You just signed up. You don't fully know all the benefits. I'll dig in. Lori, if you ever want to do a Zoom chat together or something, I'd be happy to give you some pointers and give you a little tour around. I know that you've been working with Rob doing some coaching and stuff, and I definitely don't want to step in front of him because I think he's a 10 times better coach than I could be. But if you want any pointers or anything, I'm happy to do that. No charge. Just one friend to another. I'd be happy to show you how that works. Or any of the rest of you, you know. Hold on, I'm just replying to a text. I have to prove a friend wrong. Sorry. Let me share this chat with you. Mr. Peterson, if you're still here, this is with our friend Wes, okay? We were talking about the fact that there's a Christmas tree in the background of the movie First Blood, so it counts as a Christmas movie. And I said, did I ever tell you my argument why Die Hard is not a Christmas movie? Wes replies, no. I'm not sure I'll believe you. You can try, but it's an uphill battle, my friend, because, you know, Wes believes that Die Hard is his favorite Christmas movie, so I'm going to tell him why it's not a Christmas movie. So I reply, grossly outnumbered, the underdog overcomes terrible odds against an overmatched enemy with very limited resources. This is not a Christmas movie. This is a Hanukkah movie. So we'll see. We'll see what Wes says about that. But I think I'm going to have to say I won that one. Let's see who else is in here. Yeah, so yes, I schedule those. If you want to see how to do that, Lori, let me know sometime and we'll meet up. And everybody's saying hi to Scott. Since everybody's saying hi to Scott, and that's my name, you are confusing me. But let's see. Auld is the man and his YouTube channel is killer. Tone Asylum is the place. Yes, I know, Geraldine. I'm confused, and I'm one of them. I'm one of the Scots, and I'm confused. Okay, so I was in your subscription list as live, so here I am. Very cool. Okay, thank you for letting me know. I was wondering if you got a notification on that or something. And Mike got a notification. That is good to know. That is good to know. Yeah, Rob the Maritimer, the YouTube coach for small channels, particularly geared towards people over 40. And he just happens to be one of the nicest guys you'll ever meet. Yeah, for sure. I'll show you everything I know about Osmo, the Osmo camera, and Opus clips. And if you have any other questions about Ecamm, by the way, congrats on your live stream on Sunday night. You started putting our comments up on the screen. I was so proud of you to start seeing your comments right up there. And I was like, go, Lori, you are legit. That was awesome. Die Hard is a movie that happens during Christmas. It's a different thing. Yeah, I mean, I can see it as a Christmas movie, but there's no Christmas message to it. All right, Wes is replying. Let's see what he says. I'm going to tell you right now that I will never change my mind that Die Hard is the perfect Christmas movie, but privately, just between the two of you, I will allow that you might be onto something. Privately, with me and my entire live stream audience, let me tell them that here. Privately, comma, between you and me, comma, and my entire live stream audience that I just read your chat to, period. But that's all, period. He'll get a kick out of that. So, Lori made me feel guilty on her money videos on how I don't save money when we get extra money. Yeah, those are a great series of videos, Lori, talking about the cycle of poverty people can get into. I like that a lot. That was great. Lori doesn't make you feel guilty. She motivates you to make little changes. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. You managed to get your comments on the screen and everything, and then as soon as it was over, you accidentally deleted the entire live stream, so it never got published and watched by anybody else. But your next one, you won't do that. The next one, just like next one, I will probably never make another live stream where I go live and it's private. Remember last week I had my live stream set to private, so I'm talking away and nobody could get in until I made it public. So I probably won't make that mistake. Rob won't talk for 12 minutes with his microphone on mute, and you probably won't ever delete your live stream after it's over again. I hope. I've been watching lots of low-budget Christmas movies lately, all filmed in Canada. I love them. Can't get enough of them. You must love the Hallmark Channel. Yippee-ki-yay! Do I really make you feel guilty? He's saying that in a nice way. You make him feel guilty. I would say not guilty. I would say convicted. Let's say that you are being convicting, and that's a good thing because you're just going to encourage him to be better. And, I was watching, Daniel, I was watching your video. Well, let's get into my notes. I was talking about the fact that I have some notes here on old school paper, and some of you guys' channels are in my notes, so let's get into it. Starting with Daniel doing some product placement videos, but you did the food cooking thing, and I was really interested to see that you made meatloaf with ground turkey and ground sausage instead of ground beef, and you said that that's much cheaper. Going back to what we were saying about saving money, that's really neat. I never knew that, and it looked pretty delicious. The meatloaf looked pretty darn good. And your May, she is a good cook, I guess, eh? So trekking with Deb and Mike, your hiking and biking videos, like I said, I watched this week. You guys are out hiking around in the desert, biking around, super cool. And I hope you keep making videos as you make your little trek, get it? Trekking from, what was that area up north? Badlands or the Dakotas or something, down to where you are now in Arizona. And I know you're about to head into Mexico pretty soon. I guess you guys are going to Mexico to escape the cold for winter, which is pretty smart. I hope you guys continue to make videos during that journey because I'm really looking forward to see what happens next, Lori, my notes on here. Again, we already talked about that. You showing your comments in the live stream, and it was a great live stream. You never seemed to run out of things to talk about, and everybody was interacting and talking the whole time. I thought that was a really great live stream. Have you guys seen, Grandy's not here yet, right? But Grandy's live videos, she's starting to include her ma in her videos, which is super cool. Several generations of Granny ladies in the videos, and her ma is starting to participate more in the channel, which is pretty cool. CL, CL, it seems like your cats are almost like becoming another character in your channel, and I think that's really cute, and I think it appeals to a lot of people. Like my dad said earlier in the chat, he's a cat people there. I'm a cat guy here, and I think the cats are a huge, almost like they're the seasoning on top of your painting videos. You've got these great painting videos, but the cats are either helping or, quote, helping, and I just think that's super cute. They add a lot of character. They are a character. And just the other thing I was thinking is that you had some thrift store finds, and you were painting them, and these thrift store videos really do well on a lot of channels. People go to thrift stores and they show off their haul and show off how they got something for like $1 and stuff like that. You had a video where you had found some watercolors, a kit for what was it? Like super crazy cheap for a ton of watercolor paints. And even if you're not completely proficient with watercolors the way you are with some of your other paints, you'll get there and people can watch you and as you practice along and get better. But that might be something to think about doing more of, is thrift store hauls. If you can find more stuff like that, I would definitely, if you're at the thrift store and you see something that would be interesting for a video, that's a second good reason to buy it, Mike, we already talked about your channel, but you had that viral video kickoff. Last time I looked at it, it was 9,000 views for the first one that you made where you were camping in your pickup truck's camper in the back, your slide-in camper at work. And that's really cool. And I think the smart thing is that you leaned into that. You saw that the video did well, and so you made a follow-up video very similar to it, similar in title, similar thumbnail. And I think that that's what you got to do when you have a video go viral or micro-viral or sub-viral. Like when that happens, I think you got to lean into it and try to be consistent and make a few more videos similar to it. And I thought you did a really good job of following up with that. And it was cool how you were showing some tips that you had learned from the comments, right? Some of your commenters had shown you how to keep the flaps pushed in and how to use the bungee to hold on the handle and stuff like that. I think that's a really good idea. And if you get other tips and tricks on your camper, I know people would love to learn about that and see that. And I don't see Allie here tonight. Allie G, Fishing with Allie G. I was enjoying her interactions with the alligator at the lake she was at. There was a gator, and she was kind of talking to it as she was fishing, and she was like reeling in a bass, and she's like, don't take my fish to the alligator. And I was thinking a funny nickname for Allie G would be Alligator Allie. I'm going to start calling her Alligator Allie. That's what she should name her channel, Alligator Allie, because her name is Allie. And for those of you who don't know, the nickname for the highway that runs across Florida from the Atlantic to the Gulf of America, is called Alligator Alley. We call the interstate, which is I-75. I know 75 should run north-south, but for a little bit it runs horizontal across the state. We call that Alligator Alley. But I think that Allie G, Fishing with Allie G, should name herself Alligator Alley. I know, I'm very clever. I crack myself up. I agree. All right, let's see what we are talking about. I got to scroll back. Okay, so you tried to set a premiere for tomorrow and went public. So you tried to set it as a premiere for when the video went scheduled, but it accidentally went public right now on accident? Is that what you mean? Do you mean that it accidentally went public when you didn't mean for it to? That probably is what you mean, if I understand you right. I did a couple of those premieres a long time ago when this channel used to be about motorcycles all the time. You set a video to release on a certain time, and then you click a little box that says make it a premiere. All that really does is people get notified that the video is going to be live, and it does a little countdown, like a 1-minute countdown, and it gives you the ability to watch the video with them if anybody watches it while it's just come out, and you can have a little live chat that's separate from the comments on the video. When it's done with the first replay, then it just becomes a regular video that's out there. But I haven't been doing those premiere, really. I don't think there's enough people watching them. I think if you got a big audience, if you got a few thousand viewers and you do it as a premiere, then you'll get like a couple hundred or something to watch the video when it goes live, and then they can comment and you can comment back and have a conversation as you guys watch the video together. But I haven't been using that. But if you get it to work, Deb and Mike, I would be interested in knowing how that worked out for you guys, or if you liked it, if you think you'll do it again. I love the Christmas movies because they always have happy endings. Yeah, I guess that is true. One of my favorite Christmas movies, and my wife cannot stand it, is Elf. I understand why she doesn't like it. That guy can be annoying. I love Grumpy Cat's Worst Christmas Ever. I put the DVD on repeat. I've never seen that. That's funny. I think you were saying that about the same time I was talking about the cats on your channel. That's pretty funny. Yes, sir, or yes, ma'am, whichever one of you typed that. Let's see. Do I know? I know one of CEL's kitty cat's names is Milky Way. I think that's a really cool Milky Way. That video's at 20,000. Wow, that is awesome. It was at 9,000 when I looked, and the time when I looked, I think it was maybe when Rob said something about your video going viral, which might have been a week ago. I don't think that was in this most recent live stream yesterday. That might have been a week ago when I saw it at that. Laura, you're just telling me what my mom tells me all the time to save money. That's why it comes so hard. Just because you have the extra money doesn't mean I have to spend it. I'm horrible at saving. Well, Daniel, saving and giving, being generous, are muscles. And you have to exercise a muscle for it to get stronger. And if you don't exercise it, it gets weaker. So your saving muscle and your being generous muscle are two different muscles that you can only get them to be stronger by exercising them. So think of it that way. Don't think of it as saving is hard. Think of it as you are getting better at saving every time you do it, because you're building up the saving muscle. And if you need to be generous to somebody and it doesn't seem that easy, don't think it's hard. Think it's getting easier every time you do it, because you are exercising the generosity muscle or the saving muscle. Similar set. This is to the one that you got at the thrift store. Sells for $50 at Michael's. Wow. And it was $10. Yeah, it was a neat kit. It's all self-contained and everything. It was really cool. Okay, so yes, you did that to test to see if I can get the same results. I believe it is up to 4,000. Yeah, that makes sense. If you get a video pop off and go crazy, do another one kind of like it, because the people who liked the first one and watched the first one want to see that kind of stuff from you. And you're never going to make exactly the same video. You're not going to duplicate it. You're just going to be in the same environment again and talk about some of the similar stuff, but show a new twist on, cook something different in your camper, that kind of stuff, right? So, yeah. Thank you for answering me. Are you talking to me? Did I answer you? Or are you saying thank you to somebody else? Oh, that's thanks for mentioning you. Of course I'm mentioning you. You're in my live stream. Why would I not? Okay, so the kitty cat's names are Milky Way and Mr. Natasha. Hang out with me the most. Ms. Nick is the troublemaker. That's an interesting name, Mr. Natasha. You're going to have to explain a little bit. How come it's Mr., but it's Natasha? I'm curious by that one. Geraldine and my wife would get along very well because they both think the elf actor is extremely annoying. What is his name? Will Ferrell? Is it Will Ferrell, the annoying guy? I think it is. You guys tell me if I'm wrong. I think it's Will Ferrell. Hey, let's do trail news. I have an interesting trail news for us this week, and it won't be too long. But as you know, I like to do my little trail reports on openings and closings and other goings on at different outdoor parks around the country. And then later I cut this into a separate segment that I publish as its own video. So let's do trail news. And the interesting thing about this week's trail news is it applies to my own Fair County here in Florida. So let's get started with that. Welcome to Trail News for the week of December 10th, 2025 from Escaping the Suburbs. Golf is declining in popularity, and many golf courses have become insolvent and closed, compounded by the real estate troubles that started since the 2008 recession. An overbuild of courses, nearly 2,700 new 18-hole equivalents from 1996 to 2005, met softer demand. In Broward County, Florida, many golf courses have been converted into nature trail parks or walks. Broward County, home to 41 active golf courses, exemplifies the redevelopment trend. Over the past 5 years, nearly 20 courses across Broward and neighboring Palm Beach have closed or been converted, 6 in Broward alone. This isn't just insolvency, it's often strategic land reuse amid urban growth and environmental priorities. Many have become parks or trails, preserving open space while addressing housing needs. Here's a quick overview of notable Broward conversions. Let me make this slightly wider. Here we go. Sunset Golf Course in Hollywood, Florida, was an 18-hole public course that closed in 2020. The city acquired The city acquired it to block a campground proposal and is now transforming it into a nature park with trails, wetlands, restoration, and native plantings. It's currently in progress. The Fort Lauderdale Country Club in Fort Lauderdale closed in 2019. It was redeveloped into mixed use with affordable housing, but 20 acres was preserved as green space with walking paths. This was completed in 2023. The Pompano Beach Municipal Golf Course in Pompano Beach, just east of me, had sections repurposed amid a 2022 upgrade. Non-golf areas became natural buffers with scrub habitat and short nature walks. The Deerfield Highlands Golf Course in Deerfield Beach, Florida, closed in 2021. It was converted to Deerfield Highlands Nature Preserve, 10 acres with boardwalks, birdwatching, and interpretive trails. It is fully open, and it's popular for low-impact hikes. I'm going to have to make a note of Deerfield Highlands Nature Preserve. Maybe I'll go there this weekend. Military Trail Golf Course, also in Deerfield Beach, shut down in 2020. It is now a military trail natural area covering 20 acres, focused on wetland restoration and pedestrian paths. It's currently open, and it connects to the County Greenways system. Sunrise Golf Village in Sunrise, Florida, is a 2-acre wetland remnant from a closed course. It has been enhanced as a passive park with observation decks. That sounds nice. I might have to visit that one too. Currently open, and it's part of a broader sawgrass sanctuary network. All of these shifts of these parks and golf courses align with Broward County's emphasis on its 400 miles of greenways, biking and equestrian paths, and preserves. And that is your trail news for the week of December 10th, 2025. If you have any trail news from your area, please email it to me at escapingthesuburbs@gmail.com. Now let's get out into nature and escape the stress. All right. Let's take a look at the comments. I can see that Geraldine is already making me laugh. Yep, Will Ferrell, 100%. So we thought he was a girl when we named him Natasha. His nickname is Tish Tosh Applesauce. Tish Tash Applesauce or Tish Tosh Applesauce. That's cute. That's funny that you named him Natasha when you thought he was a girl, and when you realized he's a boy, he became Mr. Natasha. I love that. That is super cute. This made me laugh. I like trail news, but I need more maps. You know me pretty well. I think we have a map addiction among several of us. Yeah. Nice voice and nice speaking style on the trail news. That from an old radio guy going back to before you were born. Yep. There you go. Thank you. Well, we have reached the end of my notes, except for one thing. I've got one thing left on my human-created paper notes. And that was CL had made a comment in her comments, or maybe it was on my video. I think it might have been on my video, but maybe it was on hers, but about getting an annual pass. And she was talking about Fort Pickens up there. We've talked about Fort Pickens. I believe it was in a previous trail news. And she said she was considering getting an annual pass because when you get the well, hello, Logan. Welcome home.
Hello?
Would you like to come say hi to the internets?
My hair messed up?
Come on over. Come on. You can lean in real nice and say 6'7".
6'9".
7.
7.
Everybody say hi to Sonny's grandson.
How many viewers do you have right now?
At the moment, we have 7.
Sure, not 6.
A nice healthy chat. 6, 7.
6 or 7
6
people.
or 7. 6 or 7 people.
Watching.
Yes.
It's a lot of people.
Yes. And we've had 18 who've dropped in and left. So,
nice.
Yes.
And Sonny's on here?
Yeah. Here he is. The Texas Gypsy. That's your grandpa.
Yep.
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 Yeah, exactly. He doesn't want to be a YouTuber. He wants to be a podcaster.
What's the difference nowadays?
And Geraldine says, there's hundreds of us at heart. She's in Peru. Say hi to Peru.
Hi, Peru.
Hello, Lima. She's probably in the back of a bus or a taxi or a Uber watching this from the internet. Mike's Adventure Spark says hello to you from Michigan, the Great White North. So everybody's saying hi to you. There you go. And your grandpa says hi. Now get out of here so I can finish. I don't remember what I was talking about. Yes, I do. CL was pointing out the correct idea that if you buy an annual pass somewhere, it encourages you to go there. Hopefully. I think this is a viable strategy, and I think I want to buy the annual pass to the state parks or national parks or whatever it is. They've got something down here Wait a second. I've got all my little brochures from all the little trails, and I thought one of these was a brochure to the annual pass, but I'm wrong. I guess I got to go back to that park to get another annual pass brochure to see what it was, but it would allow me to see things like the Arthur R. Marshall Nature Preserve and several other places that I pay $10 to get into. And getting the annual pass would mean I could go anytime I want and never have to give them $10. So I think it's worth it. I think it's pretty cool. And like you said, it is absolutely a motivator, you know. Hey, look who it is. It's Tendy Edits. Been to Markham recently. Everybody, this is my friend Alex. And I met Alex. He was a range master at our local gigantic park, Markham Park. And no, I haven't been out to Markham Park in a little while, Alex. I would say a couple months, probably, something like that. The weather's turning cool now. I'm supposed to get down to a frigid and freezing 57, 56 degrees tonight. So we'll all be freezing here in Florida. But the weather is turning cool now, so it might be worth heading back out there again. And interestingly enough, Alex, you were thinking about becoming a park ranger. So yeah, the State's Park Pass is the one I'm thinking of, Alex. That's the one that you can get into Shark Valley. Is that correct? You can get into Shark Valley with that, and Loxahatchee, and all over the whole state. We have all these great state parks, and if you get the pass, I just need to get the one that lets me into the ones that I want to go to anyway all the time. Fort Pickens Pass is actually for all the Gulf Islands National Seashores area. That's super cool. Okay, yeah. It's not a case of worth it in the sense that it's going to pay for itself, because it's definitely going to pay for itself. I think the key, or the more important factor, is what CL was saying, which is once you've bought it, it motivates you to go, because you don't want it to go to waste. You don't want to have bought something like a pass and then not use it. So Daniel's going to get a pass as well. That makes sense. And state park pass to be able to go fishing with. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, you up there in the Northeast with your 2-degree weather can keep it. And I'm just going to have to say that is a hard pass. No, thank you. I will be freezing in my beautiful LL Bean flannel shirt made in Maine by Americans. When it gets to be 57 degrees here, that'll be too cold to go outside. We got to get out there, meaning Markham, or head out to Immokalee one of these days. Weather is turning super nice. Yeah, that is great. And Dad says my low, which is 56, is his high for the day here in Texas. Yeah, you don't think of Texas as being a cold state, but you guys get some cold weather. What's it going to get down to eventually? I'm curious. Yeah, it'd be good to know. Ladies and gentlemen, we have royalty in the house. Look at this, who shows up unannounced and unexpected. This is like when Gandalf busts his way into poor Bilbo's house. Hello, Rob. I am so glad you made it. Rob, I was talking about you just a little bit earlier because I was at the beginning of my live stream. I go through a little bit of channel review and talk about, we've kind of gotten off on the subject now of annual passes for state parks and stuff. But I was showing folks the screen that you showed everybody in your analytics video that I didn't know existed. I knew that these live metrics update for a video, but I didn't know the See More button was there, staring me in the face all this time. And the See More button takes you into live, live update stats for the channel, 48 hours and 60 minutes for the channel itself. And thank you, Rob, for pointing out something that's been right there in front of my face the entire time. Didn't know that. It seems like every time I watch your channel, I learn something. That's why I love your live streams. I tell you, you think you know everything, and then here somebody comes along and says, hey, dummy, look at this button that's right in front of your face. It's probably been here for 5 years. It's a very useful button. The See More button on the right-hand side of the analytics page. Thank you, Rob. So before Rob joined, everybody was talking me into getting a annual pass to our state parks, because instead of paying $10 every time you visit somewhere, which is Crazy. You pay a one-time annual pass, and then you're motivated to go because you bought the pass. And we don't all have that beautiful St. Mary's Trail behind our house to go wandering up along the bay like you do, Rob. That area is gorgeous. My goodness. Even without the Christmas ornaments hanging on the trees, it's gorgeous. The area you live in, Rob, is beautiful. So, yeah, it's a drive for me to get out of my suburban landscape here. It's probably a 30-minute drive in the car before I start to see a lack of shopping centers. It's just wall-to-wall shopping centers and everything like that here, which is why the name of the channel is Escaping the Suburbs, because I spend my Saturdays and some evenings during the week getting out of the suburbs and trying to find something that looks more like that. That's not going to focus because I told this camera to stay focused on one spot by tapping on the screen. Rob, in case you wonder, I've got the Osmo Pocket 3 mounted as my live streaming camera tonight. Been using that for about a month now. Also, I had been using the tripods, but the problem with those tripods is if it's on a desk, it's too tall to be a good tripod on a desk. And I thought, dummy, you've got this boom arm mic stand that I'm not using because the microphone is being held like by a stand like this now on the desk. And I've got this boom arm with the elbow or whatever that people use for their podcasting all the time. And I decided to just mount the camera on that. So I've mounted the camera on that boom arm over here, and I can move this camera around anywhere I want and put you where perfect space, eye level, perfect spot. Doesn't take up any floor space here because it's mounted way over there. Why didn't I ever think of using a mic arm mount for a camera? I'll tell you why, because that's not what it's made for. And sometimes it takes me a while to get these brainstorms, but when I get them, I get them. He says 50 is cold this weekend in Indiana overnight, 9 degrees. Well, guess what, buddy? That's why I don't live in Indiana. Although we did live in Indiana for a little while. I'm sure my dad would attest to that. Rob, by the way, my dad is in the live stream chat here. If you see someone, the Texas Gypsy, that's my dad. Alex says, it was pretty quiet out there, which was nice. Busy with animals, but limited on people. Oh, yeah, I missed this. We went to Yellowstone during the shutdown. They'd be charging big money, yeah. So you went to Yellowstone just the same time as this last government shutdown. I'm surprised you can get in there. I would have thought they would have just closed everything, but I guess not. That makes sense. I was watching the YouTuber whose YouTube name is just Alex. No, Adam. His title of his channel is just Adam, and he goes camping a lot, all the time. And it was pretty cool to watch him. During the shutdown, he was in Death Valley. And he said it was great because there's nobody around. So, all right, let me get caught up on the chat. You guys are always chatting, which is awesome. I love the fact that you're talking to each other as well. We have Navy Point Trail, which is free and 10 minutes down the road from you. That would be nice. I don't know what it's like. Is it a nice walk? A lot of wildlife, etc. That's pretty cool. Laura, you're talking about the microphone bendy stand thing. I don't want to really show you because its camera's on it right now. I could get out my iPhone and make my iPhone be a camera, right? Hold on, let me do that. I could do that, I think. Let's make my camera. Is it gonna click? How do you wake this thing up? You gotta wake the phone up to turn it into a camera, don't you? Let's see, it's under camera. And then it's, where is it? Not Fusion Camera, that's not it. It's called, what mode is that called? It's called, let's search. There it is. Oh, I saw it. Continuity camera, that's it. Continuity camera. It's an AirPlay. So that's on. So why isn't it? There we go. There we go. I got it. I got it. Here we go. All right. So now, hopefully you can see. Nope. Hold on. I got to switch to it now. Let's go right here. Sorry, Ecamm. Whoever thought of that idea is a winner. And that was me who thought of it, by the way. All right, let's get caught up here. You would definitely hate Minnesota. We've been in the neg. I know, man. That's why I like watching your channel instead of having to be there in person. You can keep it. Osmos are super solid little cameras. You trying to make me read tongue twisters? Got to use some of them some months ago with my dad at one of his events. Blew my mind. Yeah, I've got the Osmo Action 3, which looks like a little GoPro square camera. And I've got the Pocket 3, which is the one with the built-in gimbal, which is a much better looking camera too. And it doesn't have quite as much of a wide-angle lens as the Action 3, does, which is crazy wide angle. And I definitely don't want a super wide angle when I'm doing this. I'm actually using the digital zoom and pan feature in Ecamm to crop this scene in a little bit more from what its natural view is. Excuse me. You know what would have been professional is reach under here and hit the mute button right before I cough, and then think I turned it back off and stay muted. That would have been super pro. Our nonprofit thrift store sells tripods for $5. I dismantled 2 of them to configure an above-desk camera rig. Way cheaper than anything on Amazon. That is cool. Hey, CL, if you get a chance, maybe take a picture of that and post it as a YouTube post on your channel under posts. I would love to see a picture of that rig to see how you set that up. That would be cool. Navy Point hugs the waterway that is across the street from the base. It's paved, so great for walking, biking, and roller skating. Tons of seabirds. That is cool. So are you pretty close to Pensacola Navy Base, CL? Is that generally about the area you are? My dad could tell you we lived right there. He was stationed at Pensacola, and we lived a little bit north of that. Yeah, they're cool cameras, man. They're just not cheap. If you get it, it makes sense to get the Creators combo that has the extra battery pack and the handle, and the little mini tripod that mounts to the bottom of it. And I think it comes with some kind of filter or something that snaps onto the lens as well. But that's like $1,000 setup, Yeah, the continuity camera. I know you use it, buddy. That's how we get to see your kitty cat, your Peanut, and out the window shots. But being able to grab it and just use it for a second to snap to a scene like that is really cool. Being able to grab the phone, use it as a second camera. I should have grabbed the let me do this. Why not? I'm going to grab this tripod and I'll put this right here. And we'll make a super cool second what am I going to say? There we go. Second view, so I can have multiple views, right? So I'll do this, line it up over here, and then I know this is really boring for you folks to sit here and watch me do this, right? But if I switch to that, now you've got the backup view, so you can see me working view. And if I wanted to, I've also got the FaceTime camera, which is what's in the laptop. And if I wanted to, I've got the studio display camera, which is up here in my monitor. But we're just playing at this point, right? Let's not do all of that. Let's just keep it professional, like a regular person, and try to stop playing with all the toys. Here we go. If I put it here, I can point it at you and we can get a mirroring effect if I activate it. That would be pretty funny. Do a live stream pointing at the Ecamm, doing the live stream, doing the mirrored. No, all right, I'm getting off topic. This is what happens when we reach the top of the hour and I'm reached the end of my notes, and I don't have anything more to talk about. Now we're just in play mode. We're all just talking about play. And Suzuki is over there reminding me that it's time for all the good kitty cats to get fed because it's 9 o'clock. And it's 10 o'clock in Rob's part of the world. But Suzuki is able to tell time and somehow knows it's 9 o'clock, which is kitty cat time. Okay, let's take a leak here. So yes, within easy distance of you. I wonder if I can stand the cold. It's never below 55 here. Thank you for converting that to Fahrenheit for us. I'm sure that was something you were going to say, something like it's never below 15 or something in universal metrics, right? We need to move to where you are if it never goes below 50, Geraldine. Yep, she's in Lima, Peru. It's my daughter's favorite place. You know, one thing that really annoys me about Ecamm, maybe, Rob, maybe this happens to you, Lori. When I click on one of you guys' profile pictures to activate your comment, there's this stupid little floating word that pops up that says remove from broadcast, letting me know that I can click that again. And it covers up your words. So if I click on your face to see your comment, like let's say you're not here, and I do this, now there's this stupid floating thing. Maybe there's a way to remove tooltips or remove floating tooltips because I don't need that. It's blocking what she says. Geraldine, did I hear you are in Peru? It's my daughter's favorite place in the world. Has hiked there so many times. Wow. Wow. Hiking Peru would be cool. It's very desert-like, right? Very arid. Is that true? I think that's a fish tank in your back room. You could put the camera on your fish. You know, I did that once, Mike. Let's try that. Hold on. I did that when I was going live back in August and I first started off. That was kind of like my countdown screen was the fish tank. So let's do that real quick. Give me 1 second while I do this. Had to do a little wipe down of the fish tank glass because I hadn't done that today. So real quick, I'm just going to make a second scene so that it's easier to switch back and forth. And in this one, I'm going to select the camera to be that camera. So you can see it's all I got the scraper right there in front of the camera, which looks bad. You know, most people, when they have their fish tank on camera, like in the background or something, they've just finished cleaning the tank, you know, a couple hours before, so it always looks immaculate and crispy. But anybody that's got a tropical fish tank will tell you that the time between the scrub downs, it looks like the ocean. It doesn't look perfect every time. So that is Clowny, by the way, the clownfish. Clowny the clownfish. So he already ate, so he doesn't get anything right now. So yes, Mike, good idea. We did that once before. Alex says, I think the Osmo makes it easy, though, for any content creator who wants to make content on the go and not be stuck carrying a big camera or anything. That is so true, man. Honestly, it comes with this carrying case. It's got a place to hook the microphone. The Creator Combo comes with that DJI microphone, the noise canceling microphone that clips on, and then it's got a little place to put it. And then this little case, you put the whole camera, pop right in there, and throw this in your pocket, and you whip it out and turn it on, and with one flick of your thumb, the camera is recording and going. And I really like it. All of my videos, I think, have been a lot better since I bought this camera, which I think was June or July, something like that. It's when I made the switch to 4K. This camera is the reason I started making videos in 4K instead of the old 1080. So it's a winner, man. Everybody agrees that toys are fun. And Geraldine says the fish are fun. Yeah, it does sound like Suzuki is mad. All the live streamers can hear her, by the way. But Mrs. Escaping the Suburbs just decided to go feed her because she's probably fed up with her complaining too. So we all hear Suzuki complaining. It's past 9 o'clock. And Mrs. Escaping the Suburbs has now gone to take care of her. But everybody on the internet could hear you, Suzuki. The entire interwebs heard you. We spend more time setting up the stuff than shooting at the range. Yeah, that is how it goes. Same with shooting cameras or guns. Hey, he pulled a me. Let me just go grab this while live streaming. That is pulling it, Daniel. Right, hold on. Let me go get this. I want to show you something. Right. That is a Daniel. Let me go tear something off my wall to show my live streamers. Yes, he DG'd us. Yes. I bet she has hiked the mountains, but not in the desert. You never know. She might do them both. Machu Picchu mountains, yep. That is so cool. I need to learn how to do all this. Hey, look, it's Nemo. Exactly. The little fishy is Nemo. Say, hello there, Clowny. So you can see that the water's already starting to clear up, even though I had just done the little scrape down with the scraping tool a little bit ago. Here, let me go do this real quick. I'm going to do another Daniel. I'm just going to go give the glass a little bit of a scrape down. Hold on. So Nemo says hi, but his name is really Fishy. Yep. Yep. You know, that's an idea for you, Rob. If you're trying to think of something to do in a teaching thing, showing them how to use this continuity camera. Obviously, my channel's not. I keep trying to tell everybody my channel's not a YouTube how-to do stuff because my channel's not big, and it's funny when you see all these people starting up copycat channels saying I'm going to teach everybody how to do YouTube, and they've never had a single video go over 100 views. So my channel is not a how to do YouTube channel. Mine is outdoors, nature, get out of the city and escape the stress. But Rob, I bet if you did a how to use the continuity camera, well, you know, you're probably doing that with your creators growth project. So you know, probably going to cover all kinds of cool stuff in that project. I think, Lori, did you say you signed up for that? That's a really thing. You know, Rob, by the way, last week when I did my live, I did a little pointed everybody at the Creators Growth Project, showed your website for it, and told everybody how awesome I thought it was. So I will reiterate that. If any of you smaller YouTubers like me, I think Rob said that this current one is filled up, but consider registering for the next one because that looks like a blast, and it looks super helpful. Hi, Fishy. Let's see how it looks right now. Oh, he's hiding. Where'd he go? He's hiding there. Oh, let's get this off the screen, and then you'll be able to see him. Maybe. Down at the bottom. Nope. What are you crying for? You just ate. What are you crying for? Why are you so upset? You just ate. What is it with cats? Somebody explain to me. Cats. They're like little babies. What? Come here. What? I will never understand cats. They have the brain the size of a pea. And I don't know. They're silly. We had a 45-gallon freshwater tank once. It was a lot of work. Yeah. I have it's about 50-gallon freshwater over there. I've got about a 20-gallon freshwater down that way. And over here is my only tropical saltwater tank with fishy in there. He's being silly. Let's see if we can catch him. Whoops. Yeah, he's being silly. Have you gotten out to Florida Scenic Trail off Alligator Alley at all? Florida Scenic Trail. Are you talking about... You're talking about the hiking trail that goes north and south from 75, right? I think that's what you're talking about. It takes off from some of the boat ramp pull-off areas, and those hiking trails out into there, basically where you were talking about camping, I think, right, Alex? I've made some plans, and I was thinking about camping at Midway Campground. I was actually planning on camping at Midway Campground tomorrow, but that didn't work out. But I might get over there in a week or two. Yeah, I know. She sounds like she's talking, right? She's like, "Wow, meow, 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 meow," and she just ate. She can't be complaining. I don't. It's so crazy. Cats are weird. Sometimes she'll bring her little stuffed monkey toy doll and walk around with it in her mouth making that talking noise, and I don't know if she's trying to tell me that she like killed something and she's bringing her prey to me or something. I don't know. Cats are trying to explain that you are not a very good cat. That's my take. We have a dog and a cat. Yeah, that makes sense, right? She's trying to let me know that I'm being a very large but ineffective cat. I agree. There are famous cats on Instagram? Well, of course there would be. That makes sense. Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Scott Peterson there, my buddy, has got cats figured out and understands that cats have us figured out. So Penny the ginger cat, that's an Instagram cat, I suppose. I will have to take your word at that. I believe you. I watched too many cat channels. Well, that was what the internet was really invented for, right? Funny cat videos and stuff like that. Well, hey, it's an hour and 15 minutes, and I really only normally stay live for an hour. I got to be careful, or I'll end up going live for 3 hours like Rob, and I don't want to do that because it is getting to be late on a Wednesday night, especially for those of you in the Maritimes and east of us. Keep Monica in your thoughts, everybody, over in Scotland. I haven't heard from her lately, but I'm hoping that she'll come back around. That storm that went through there did a number on their home, did quite a bit of damage. So keep Monica in your prayers and keep in touch with each other. I think everybody dropping in on each other's channels and staying friendly in the comments is great. I think we got a nice little friendship group here. I jokingly call us the, Rob's kids because we all met over at his channel. Rob, you got such a great community on your channel that it spilled out onto other people's channels. That's how you know you really created a great place, when the conversations and the friendships expand beyond the borders, right? So, hey, thank you very much, everybody. I really appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you on the next video coming out on Friday. I think you'll love that, and other than that, I'll see you next Wednesday, too. Thanks, everybody. Glad you made it. See you later.